Hello, everyone. My name is Corey Mayo, and I am so excited to talk with you guys about mindset today. I have personally been on a personal growth journey for almost 11 years. So, a little background about me if you are new to following me or are new to my story, or maybe you don't know anything about me, which is fine too. My husband and I started a new journey in January of 2012. Where we were going to work on creating healthier habits for ourselves. We were new parents. We found ourselves both very overweight, unhappy, living paycheck to paycheck, and just kind of in the lull of life. We weren't really thriving and enjoying and embracing life. We were just kind of going through the motions. And so our journey started with weight loss. It started with a desire to create some massive change with our size and with our eating habits and moving our bodies to create more health, and ultimately more happiness in our life, more energy to keep up with our son at the time, and just live life with better intentions, better habits. But at the time, it really was just focused around nutrition, fitness, and seeing the scale move because I didn't know anything else. Okay. I was very unaware of personal growth and this path to the journey. So if you are new to this and you're not on a personal growth journey, you don't really know what personal development is, you really haven't worked through mindset, you are not alone. And that doesn't mean that you can't start. Okay. This journey has morphed significantly over time because as I started to make shifts with our nutrition and our fitness, that started to open the door for other paths and other areas of growth and opportunity and spaces for us to dabble in and grow to see if that was the right fit for us. And so the movement and the nutrition definitely opened those doors to more personal growth and spaces to grow. Okay. So that's a little bit of our background story. I'm very happy to say that almost 11 years later now that we are both still very much leading a healthier path, that we are instilling those habits into our boys. We now have two boys. When we started this journey, we just had Keyston. He is 12, and a few months after we started our journey, we were feeling so good and just really in a good place that we decided to expand our family. And then that's when I got pregnant with Beckett, and he was born in 2013. So we are very busy. Beckett is 9, Keyston is 12. Keyston plays travel hockey. Beckett is trying basketball this year. We are very busy. Okay. I run my coaching business and I also help manage the accounting and finances for my family business. So we are definitely very busy. I understand that life is busy, and a lot of times making time for us seems impossible or is definitely the last thing on the list because especially as women, we're serving everyone else in the family and the carrier of everyone's schedules and everyone else's activities. So doing for us is usually last, right? So hopefully over time we can, if you follow me on social, hopefully some of my words of wisdom or some of my tips that I have implemented over the years are helpful for you in those areas. But today I want to really talk to you about some things that you can implement right now to help you start creating a shift in the new year. We are coming up to the new year, and that usually brings some time of reflection now. Right. We're in a season of reflection. Maybe you're not where you thought you would be or where you aimed to be by the end of this year. Hold that thought. It's okay. All right. But with the new year upon us, that usually brings some desire, some wants, and some readiness for change. And maybe you told yourself that last year, right? Or maybe the year before, or maybe it has become a pattern for you. I don't want you to give up on yourself because I was a New Year's resolution girl for every year up until 2012. And while my journey started as a New Year's resolution. It has become my lifestyle. It is surpassed being a New Year's resolution, right? So I just want you to keep that in the back of your mind that just because you maybe have faltered or taken missteps before, it doesn't mean that you can't create success. It doesn't mean that you can't create change and that you can't learn and grow. It just means that we maybe need to change our approach a bit. And usually it's just one tiny little shift that we need to implement so that that way we can keep ourselves on track rather than kind of going on that roller coaster ride where we're on, everything's good, it's a fresh slate, we have all these goals and dreams and everything's going good, and then life happens and then we fall. And then we're like, oh, I'm gonna reset. And then we're like on this high again where we're gonna go, we're gonna do it, this is it, it's our year, this is our month, whatever, and then life happens and we falter again. And you're on this roller coaster ride, right? I get it. I've been there. I was there for many, many years, like I just said. Okay. So just know that you can create that change. So I want you to think about what are the things that you want to grow towards in the new year? And I don't want you to put so much emphasis just on the new year, but what areas of life do you want to expand in? Okay. And I want you to stay away from, well, I haven't been able to do that before. This was my goal last year and I wasn't able to achieve it. If that goal still resonates with you, then it's still something that we can work towards. Okay. But we need to start looking for the things that are on our hearts, the goals and the desires that we have. Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you work through before the new year so that, yes, it is going to be a fresh slate to life because it's a fresh year. But I also want to remind you that January 1st is just another day. January 2nd is a Monday. It's just another Monday. I think we build up the new year in our heads that the new year is going to bring this whole new set of alignment, that things are just going to fall into place. And that's where we set ourselves up for failure because nothing is ever perfectly aligned, right? Nothing. I don't care. Nothing is ever perfect. There is no such thing as perfect balance or harmony. Okay. There are areas of focus that we can really focus on and grow in. And there will be other areas of life that maybe you don't give as much energy and time and attention to. And then there will be seasons that you give more time and energy over here, and this maybe just kind of maintains. There's never a perfect balance. Okay. There is never going to be all the stars aligning on January 2nd because it's the first Monday of 2023 that you are going to create these massive changes and shifts. Okay. It's another day. Every single day is a fresh slate. Really, every single hour, every minute is a fresh slate if we shift our perspective. Okay, so here are your 3 tips to help you set yourself up better for 2023 rather than just relying on that safety net of everything's going to align. It's the fresh year, and come the fresh year, I'm going to just hit the restart button and everything's going to align. That's our old way of thinking. That's the way of thinking that we've done in the past, that when that doesn't happen, we feel out of sorts and we feel super uncomfortable and we can't figure out why. We can't make the changes we have in our hearts while we see so and so doing it or the next person doing it. We have to set ourselves up for success. Okay, so here are your 3 tips. Number 1 is to evaluate. What are the areas that you want to grow in next year? What goals do you want? And not just what goals do you want, what can you quit this year that is going to better serve you? And I want to elaborate on that a little bit because I know that quitting is, we've always been taught that quitting is bad. We're not quitters. We don't quit. But I heard an interesting perspective recently, and it's that winners quit. Winners quit when something is no longer serving them, when it is not something that aligns with their goals or their dreams or the life that they have envisioned for themselves. So if you are pouring time and energy into something that doesn't align with you and no longer serves you, then I want you to stop it, eliminate it, pull yourself back from it. Maybe you can't give it up completely. And sometimes it is people in our life, and maybe you can't totally distance yourself from them, but you can put some space there, right? You can put some space there so that that way you aren't sucking that time and energy from you and the things that do align with you and serve you. Quit those things. Okay. So the first tip is you're going to evaluate, you're going to really think about the goals and dreams that you want. And then you are going to think about the things that you can quit, or maybe you can delegate some chores in the house to your kids, or you can ask your husband for help, or you can hire a service to clean your house. There are many different options, you guys. Okay, so I want you to think about those things. Number two, with your goals, I want you to write them in positive tense. And I want you to write them as you're doing them right now, like you're living those goals. And I want you to be committed to them. I'm saying want, I want to lose 20 pounds in 2023. I am losing 20 pounds. I am working towards losing 20 pounds in 2023. Okay, you want to write them in a present tense, and you want to write them as if you are doing it already, that you are committed to the goals. Okay, and give yourself space to grow. Everyone starts as a beginner when they start something. Okay, everyone. Michael Phelps has what, 18 gold medals? He didn't start a gold medalist, you guys. He started as a beginner who couldn't swim. And he trained and he worked hard and he showed up day after day after day after day after day. And when he didn't feel like it, he showed up. When it wasn't easy, he showed up. When it wasn't fun, he showed up. The way we set ourselves apart from others and from the old us who kept giving up on our dreams and our goals is to follow through. It's being committed to the goals that we set for ourselves. And you guys, there's something so powerful when you get committed to your goals and you follow through, when you show up on the days you don't want to. Maybe it's not the best. Maybe it's, if you're wanting to work out, maybe it's not your best workout ever, but you still did it and you still showed up and you kept your promise. That is so freaking powerful. And it builds your confidence and your belief, and you're keeping your promise to yourself. So number two is we're going to write out our goals in positive form, and we are going to get committed to those goals. Not just say, I want. There are a lot of things that we can want in life. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're willing to do the work. Okay. Number three, what are 1 to 3 things that you can do right now on a daily basis to grow towards that goal? So many times we think that success comes in this huge leap or this huge transformation or this 180 in the habits that we're creating. But the reality is, like I was just saying with Michael Phelps, it's the little steps every single day that don't seem like they're helping you progress forward. But if you look over the course of 6 months, 8 months, a year, 2 years, it adds up to significant change. I want you to think about an airplane. An airplane has to be precise on its direction, where it's going, right? The numbers that they put in for the plane to go where it's at, if they're off by 2 digits over the course of time, it's going to be an entirely different path, right? So what are a couple things you can do right now to start shifting your daily routine? Maybe it's waking up 5 or 10 minutes earlier so you have a little bit of time for you. Maybe it's you drink one more bottle of water a day. Maybe it's you go for a walk 3 days a week. Maybe it's you pick up a personal development book and you start reading 10 minutes a day. Small shifts, but when they're practiced every single day, they have a significant impact. Okay? So our tip 1 is we're going to evaluate, what do we really want to work towards, and what spaces do we want to grow in the new year? What things can we take off our plate or maybe quit completely that are no longer serving us? Then number 2 is we're going to get committed to our goals, and we're going to write them in positive tense. And then number 3, what are 1 to 3 things that we can do every day to help us progress forward towards those goals? Okay. I wrote on it, and I do have notes, so I stay focused because I can get off on a tangent sometimes, you guys. So an example I wrote, weight loss is a lot of times what my clients come to me and say that they want to work towards in the new year, right? Many of us feel tired and sluggish and blah after the holidays and enjoying all the sweets and treats and the alcohol and whatever. And come the first of the year, we're like, oh, I just need to like hit the reset button, right? So I put, I am committed to losing 50 pounds in 2023. So my 3 things that you can do, or that I would do if that were my goal: I will walk for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. Super specific and doable. I will drink half my body weight in ounces of water per day, and I will eat a veggie with each meal. All 3 of those are so incredibly simplified and doable that they don't seem like they're going to do the trick, right? But that's where we're going to change our perspective. We're not looking for this giant leap of faith. We're not looking for this huge change in our routine and getting super restrictive and then being angry with the world. What are little things that we can do each day that, when we do it long enough, is going to not only change our pattern and our routine, but it's going to help us take steps towards our goal every single day? Crazy. So simple, yet so underutilized. Okay. So that was just an example. Small, doable steps each day over periods of time is how we maintain growth and progress. Let go of the all or nothing mindset. That is why you keep stopping and you keep giving up on your goals. Because if it's not perfect, or if you don't check off all of the boxes every single day, it's not good enough. It's not going to get you there. If you don't take a massive leap in the first week, you're never going to reach your goal. You guys, you are not Siri and you are not Amazon Prime. You are a human being that is juggling many aspects of life. And if you are a parent, you are juggling your children and all of the things that come with that. We have to learn to give ourselves grace when needed. And we need to also learn that we have to give ourselves a kick in the pants when we're maybe making excuses or just kind of hem-hawing around too much, right? That's how we keep going. And then bonus tip: surround yourself with others growing in a similar direction. and who are already practicing habits you admire and that you admire to empower your personal growth and progress. They say we are the sum of our 5 friends, our 5 closest friends, or our circle, our tight circle, right? And I'm not saying you can't still be friends with those people and you can't still be connected to those people. But what I am saying is that I need for you to also surround yourself with a couple people at least who are going to love and support your journey, who are going to uplift you, who are going to help you progress forward, who have already been kind of where you are or on a similar path and who are in a growing space. They're going to be able to help you. They're going to be support that you can lean on. Okay. So I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I appreciate you listening to the playback. I know I had to make an adjustment in schedule today, but I hope that this brought some value for you. Please feel free to share this with your friends. I would greatly appreciate that you can share this with anybody and bring value to them as well. I do want to send you an invite and let you know that come the first of the year, we will have a brand new wellness group starting. And if you are ready to work on your nutrition, fitness, and mindset and create some more structure and routine and change your patterns when it comes to your overall wellness, we would absolutely love to have you. And that would be something that we would support you in. So feel free to message me if you have questions about that. Otherwise, I love you all. Happy holidays, and I'll talk with you soon.